preparing this live stream. If I can go on Facebook and see.
We'll just take this time to share out.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. We are live. It seems like it's a delay. Okay. We are live, y'all. Welcome to the Sharpshooter Show, everybody. We are back in full effect, live and in color. I'm your girl, Miss G. And my co-host here is the beautiful Miss Elnora Gavin. And we have a powerful, powerful show for you guys this evening. Yes, we do. We have our own, very own Mr. Ardell Clark. Yes.
Greetings all.
Yes. So we're going to take this time for you guys to share out on your platforms. And we're going to listen to a little sharpshooter music while you're sharing out. Please share. And you don't want to miss this powerful, powerful segment that we have going on this evening. So let's go on to the Sharpshooter Show song. Please share. And you don't want to miss this powerful, powerful segment that we have going on this evening. So let's go on to the Sharpshooter Show. What's happened?
That's me on my phone. I'm sorry, that's my phone.
I'm like, don't do that. Don't be alarmed. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I'm glad that's all it was. So cool. We ain't got to fix any. We don't have to fix anything. All right. So. All righty. Ready for the song?
Good deal. Can you hear that?
Yep.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Together, y'all.
She leading the way, so come on, it's time to play. Tune into the Sharpshooter Show with my girl Miss G. Setting the flow, we bringing the heat when we step on the scene. Speaking truth to power, if you know what I mean. Community,
I never heard it, I love it.
Jam, don't trip, just listen. We got the plan with our heads held high, walking proud and tall. You can hear our voices, we're ready to call. Shout it out, we're in the clouds.
Yeah.
With the S.H.A.R.P initiative in hand, we're taking a stand, making sure we're heard across the land. Spreading peace in the streets, you better believe, making a difference in the world, no tricks up our sleeve. Peace in the streets, you better believe, making a difference in the world, no tricks up our sleeve. Look around, it's a movement. the Sharpshooter Show, where we give you what you need, let the love flow. With community awareness, our mission is clear. Join us in unity, let's make that change here. So don't trip, join us under the stars with Miss G and the crew. We're raising the bars, yeah, we shout it out loud. Let's lift up our hands, together we'll spread peace across all of the land. Shout it out, we're in the clouds, turning up the sound, lift your dreams proud. With the Yes Fresh Start initiative in hand, we're taking a stand, making sure we're heard across the land. Spreading peace in the streets, you better believe, making a difference in the world, no tricks up our sleeve. Spreading peace in the streets, you better believe, making a difference in the world, no tricks up our sleeve.
All right, y'all. That was the Sharpshooter song. Yes.
Fingers for the song. I love.
Clock it, clock it. That's it. All right. Well, welcome again to the Sharpshooter Show, you guys. We are here in for a great treat tonight.
Yes.
The whole hour is going to be focused on our 2022 hometown hero, Mr. Ardell Clark. So we're going to go ahead and take it away. And Miss Eleanor Gavin, you take it away.
Okay, so I'm really excited tonight because we've been waiting for a long time.
We've been waiting.
Mr. Ardell Clark, I have known you. I watched you when you were at the Boys and Girls Club. Then you advanced to working at the Boys and Girls Club, and you worked in the district, and you've done so many things in the community. And you know how you think you know somebody, but you don't really know the story behind the story. It's like I admired you from a distance, but when I actually got a chance to sit down and talk with you, I was just blown away by your story. But I knew that you were something special. I already knew that. I'm gonna go and just show a couple pictures, just to kind of go through just a few things real quick, and then we're gonna get to kind of your background.
Now, some of these pictures may shock you a little bit.
I got you. I'm ready to see them.
So let me see if I can show this one. I'm hoping this is showing up on the screen. So we had a big hometown hero contest, and the way this contest worked is that all of the students and staff at the high school had an opportunity to select anybody in the community as the hometown hero. And Ardell was named as one of the finalists among some really amazing people. And then after the Ben Harbor High School got to choose the finalists, then we put the vote out to the entire community. And not just the entire community, anybody who had roots in Ben Harbor or interest in community had an opportunity to vote for the hometown legacy hero award. And so Ardell was a nominee. And then not only were you the nominee, but you ended up being the winner of that award. And so, that means a lot. That is not we picked you, although we would pick you, right? That was your community picked you. Your community selected you as a hero in the community. And legacy nominees stood up for you. And not only did you do that, but you've gone on to, produce plays. You've gone on to produce dance, performance groups. You've done so many things in your community. And so, we appreciate you. And two, we think it's so important for people to understand that this was a series of you overcoming a lot of internal bullies. And this segment is rising above the bullies, both internal and external. And so we want to hear, we're here. We want to hear, we want the community to hear what
Yes.
you have gone through. And so this last picture here is you by yourself, but then on the next screen is where we're going to start right here. We're going to start right here because there's so much.
I want to know.
And
Yeah.
so I want you to start off by like telling us your background, where you born and raised, and then like, what was that like? Let's talk about this beautiful woman in this picture and this
Yes.
young man here. So tell us about this picture, and tell us about the beginning, your childhood.
Yeah.
Um,
And
I
I want,
grew up. I grew up here in the community of Benton Harbor, Michigan. My family is originated from Hazel Crest, Illinois, but I grew up here. I've been here my whole life. My mom and them came from Hazel Crest, Illinois, but that's how we got here. And I grew up in bus projects. I remember my furthest memory is bus projects. The front row, right in the middle. We grew up community. I'm in the process of doing a book, and I was thinking the other day, like, life was like I say it was like basically like growing up for me. It was basically like can women raise a man? Can women raise a man? Like and I see that's often as a big kind of thing like that. But as far as my life can remember, as far as I remember, that's all I know. It's like God did everything from a childhood, everything that I learned up until my mom's passing when I was 14 years old. It's like God was strategically putting me in situations to make sure that I can get out of those situations because he knew it was gonna come a time that I was gonna need these lessons. You know what I mean? I never
Mhm.
paid attention to like as a kid where I was known as like my brother was known as the basketball, football superstar, everything, but I was known as the cook, the cleaner, the one that walked to the store that my mom could give a list to and say, "Hun, go get this from the store." Mom was at work, and I would prepare food to have meals on the table. I remember the whole Union Park used to be like, Ardell, what you cooked today? They say you made a mad meatloaf, and that's just our community. You know, that's how we do. But I can remember that as a child. I remember that. I remember I told my brother this the other day. How we was set up. My mom was such a gift that she like put us off into a room by ourselves, and we were so strong together as brothers and sisters. Like it's me, my brother Tony, my sister Nene, and my sister Scoop. But when we come together, it's like we make up AS. It sounds like I'm cursing, but my mom, our initials is Antonio, Ardell, Shantiqua, Shakia, and we make up AS. Mom used to go around and say she was a ass for having all four of us. So it's so crazy because that's our initial. So that's so crazy to say that. But she had a tattoo on her leg, and I still can remember that tattoo. I think I saw a picture and I saw the tattoo and I zoomed in on the tattoo because I haven't seen that tattoo in 20 years. So when I
Mm.
zoomed in on
So,
that
so
tattoo a couple
tell me,
of days ago,
is this the family? Did I get this right, or am I missing
yes,
somebody?
that's
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 it.
it. That's
Okay.
yes, that's
Okay.
us. That's us. That's my brother Tony. Now he way smaller than me, but when it comes to, I was thinking about the name of the show, the bullying segment. I never really, as though I put up with bullying as a kid, my brother Tony was my protector. Oh,
Wow.
Mm.
he been having some stuff going on in life, and I think he called me yesterday like, Ardell, I never seen. I say, Tony, Ubuntu. I am because of you. I would have not been able to express myself creatively. I would not have been able to express myself as who I am. I wouldn't be able to think how I think if my brother did not come in and tell people to leave me alone. Like, I don't care what
Mm.
you do, you ain't gonna mess with my little brother. So I feel like he protected my creativity when I was out there. Even as a kid, I remember like in my hood, we stayed in Bus Project, but then we moved on this street called Beer Street, right over here by Sunny Spot, that little area. That was my area. And then we had like little boys that it was a boy and a girl that liked each other. I would do full weds. We would put money together to the point everybody put $1. I go buy honey buns,
So you
cookies.
were planning events back then.
I wasn't planning
You
events
was
back
an event
then. No
planner.
lie. My friends are like, y'all go together, y'all get married next week. Don't forget y'all get married. Bring the money. So we used to have like the weds.
How old were you at that time?
I had to be like no more than 7 or 8. 7 or 8,
Wow.
probably 7. Because I was in the 5th grade, so I probably was like 11, probably like 10 or 11, 11 years old, 10, 11, that
Wow.
age. Because I was in the 5th, but I used to go as far as like pageants, like the pageants. I used to take hangers. Mom used to always be like, it is something crazy about it's something you so gifted, you don't make no sense. I used to take hangers, wire hangers, and bend them to crowns and make crowns out of hangers. And we would
Wow.
do pageants in the
Wow.
basement. And my sister
So
Nene would get mad
creative.
'cause my sister Scoop would always win the pageant. And I'd be like, at the end of it, I was like, and the winner is like, so before I even got a chance to ever step on stage or do anything with the Miss Bell Miss Delta Dow, teach Miss Blossom time routines or anything of that nature, before I even came about thinking of that, I used to dream of this stuff I used to do this stuff in the basement. My favorite pageant
Wow.
my favorite pageant queen, her name was Chelsea Smith from 1995. And ever since 1995, I remember just having a love for pageant. We used to play. Mom was like, you can do pageant. I'm going to tell you this. You better not be winning that crown down there. Like, it's like you better be letting them other people play and win too. I'm like, okay. So we used to do that. But I was always an active kid, always creative, always ready to go. And my brother protected. I just came up with that terminology the other day. My brother protected my peace. My brother protected me.
Mm.
So I remember bullies being inside our city. Like, because I do got a smart mouth. If you don't know me a little bit, it will come off as though I think I'm better. But when you get to know me, you're like, I'm the humblest soul you'll ever meet. But it took me a long time for me to think that I had a it factor, that I had the gift too. You know what I mean? Even with
Mm.
me doing all this stuff, I never paid attention to that stuff. I just call us playing in the basement. You know, that's what parents call it. Like, you just chill. Y'all are there them down there playing in that basement. You know what I mean? But somebody the other day was like, Ardell, you was producing as a kid. You was producing.
You
Yeah.
So
absolutely
Yeah,
were.
we
I mean,
were.
when you think
you
about it.
saying
Now,
that you was producing?
Did Scoop go on to, I feel like, did she go on to win a pageant or something
Yes,
like
and
that?
let's tell.
Your
I'm gonna tell you
sister?
how that came about too. I put her in her first pageant. It was the Miss Boys and Girls Club pageant, and we was sitting out to the side, and she had one little pageant. I remember they had all the big time. They had Mr. Featherstone, Coach Will, Brittany Brown, who was Miss Blossom Town, Alexandria, Shannon, Chantel Marsh, and I think it was somebody else. I think Paula Magger was the judges, and they picked her for that. They picked her to win that. And as we was walking
Wow.
around on the side, this is how crazy I was. I was always that kid that would have brand new shoes, but would not wear no new shoes because I didn't want nobody to say Ardell think he all that because he got new shoes. Like my mom
Wow.
would be like, Ardell, don't ask me for nothing else until you wear that pair of shoes. Don't ask me for nothing. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just don't want nobody to target me because I was already heavy set. I
Mm.
felt like I was not as fast as my brother. I already felt like my brother, every time my brother was around, he was always protecting me. So I felt like people was always out to get me. You know what I mean? In the back of my head, I didn't know people liked me like that. Like, I
Wow.
think I didn't realize people really liked me and was like cool with me like that until probably, it's so crazy. It's 11th grade. That's when I realized, like, oh, yeah, they like you too. Like, they don't just talk about you, they love you. Like, you know, because it was at prom, and we had prom at LMC College. And I stepped my foot out the car. When I stepped my foot out the car, I heard them like, Ardell, that's Ardell. And I'm like, are they doing that for like it was like an out of body experience. Like, what in the
Wow.
world? They like me. I ain't never think that. But I was always asked to do like the talent shows and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I don't want to dance in the talent show. I'll just do this and do that and the other. So like when I graduated, I'm like, now I get to do all this stuff. Like it's just like a full circle moment because like I like sat back and like will not go into that spotlight. Like even now, as much as I love to be on the show, I want to be on the show. I would have never came to y'all and asked y'all to be on the show because I'm not that person. I don't push myself on nobody's agenda, and that's what I get.
Mm.
I'm like I tell people all the time. If I am asked to lead or speak or MC, it's gonna be because you asked me. I feel like it's so disrespectful, even though I know how to do it, to come in and take over somebody's show. I wouldn't want nobody doing that to me. So like
Mm.
when I'm out at like in the community, I was at like a fashion show like a year or two ago, and everybody like Ardell, go get the mic. He ain't funny. I'm like, no, don't like. Everybody thinks that was something that makes me feel like,
Wow.
but at the same time, I'm like, oh no, because I'm thinking of his feelings. Like, oh my God, that
Mm.
got to be terrible to feel like that. You done
Mm.
got a gig that you paying, they yelling somebody else's name. Like, I wouldn't want nobody to be like, yeah, you good,
Right.
but we want him to MC. Like, you know what I mean? So I always put myself in people's shoes. Like, I always been that person.
Mhm.
When it come down to like fighting, even when I adopted and raised my sisters, I remember like,
Hold on, let's
Oh
go
yeah,
back
yeah.
because
Well,
we
we
ain't
gonna
ready to
hold on.
tell.
We're gonna.
So
oh,
let's go to that part.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay,
the part about your life that I absolutely didn't know.
okay.
Let's go to the age. What was the age in which like your mom was around, and what was it like? Like what happened leading to the moment from when you had your mom until the day that she passed? Like what happened there?
It was. It
And
was
please say
love.
her name as well.
Rudine. Say it loud, say it proud. Rudine. But I will always say it was love on a budget. It was love on a budget. We got not financially, but everything that we needed, everything we wanted, everything. She was just that person, and she was that person not only to me. Like it's funny because I often see my life, and I often be like, she was always there for me. But then my sister Nene have stories how she was always there for them, and this person has stories. I'm like, how did she break up all the time? But she was just the all around well person. She was a missionary in church. My grandmother was the law, my mother was the party. But my mother also struggled with in like we used to be in and out of church. Like, but even when we like my mother was a missionary, a certified missionary. I mean, we used to have to go to Flint. We used to have to go to all over to like church events where she had to put on these big old hats and stuff. So we used to do that time too. But even when she came out of church and did not go to church as much, she made sure we went. Like, you know what I mean? So she was just that person. She believed in faith. She was grounded. My grandmother was the head honcho. My grandmother was the type that can call, and it could be a mom would do house parties. I'm talking about parties. Before these big parties went on, everybody still walk up to me to this day like your mother was the it factor. Like I talked to this man the other day, I was playing cards, and he like watching me, and I'm thinking like, why is this man watching me? And this 25, my mama died 25 years ago, November 2nd, it'll be 25 years. But he studied watching me, and I'm like, what is going on? Why he's watching me? So I'm playing cards, and he like, at the end of the night, he said, I just want to let you know. I see you over there laughing, everybody playing with you, everybody think you funny. I just want to let you know, you ain't got nothing on Rudine. I'm like, oh, it's an honor. It's an honor for you to still be talking about her 25 years later. That just let me know who her president, and that's what she was. She was the wedding event planner before they had somebody to do it. She was just the person they called on. So I get all these things I was taught to do them. Like, you know what I mean? I remember helping her with back in the day with Dave and Sean Tia's wedding. I remember my mom was over that wedding. She was the coordinator of that wedding. And I got to sing in that wedding. I got to sing at a couple weddings with her. So I got to see her in that element. I got to be with Pastor Spinks on Pipestone.
How old were you then when you sang in the wedding? How old were you?
When I sung in the wedding, I had to be like probably like 12 years old. Because this was right for because my mom passed when I was 14, so this was all in that area around that same time. So between 12 and 14, I was singing, acting, and shows. I mean, I did a talent show. And I remember the day I got introduced to theater and all that different kind of stuff. But I in my head, I paid attention. I'm like, where did I get it from? But then when I paid attention to in the middle of writing this book, and I get to talking out stuff, and I'm getting to like go back and forth with them, I'm like, I've been performing the whole time. And then I paid attention to it because my grandmother, I was such a giver as a kid. I'm such a giver. I remember, and I don't like to say it because I don't want to never say, I don't like to call myself it, but that's what people call me, a giver. But it was like, I remember as a kid for Christmas and stuff, I told my grandma no gifts, just make sure my sisters have gifts. Like even as a kid, I would always, you could ask anybody. I would always. I had a job at 11 years old. I was working for daycare, and my auntie that was over this daycare, she would pay me $100 on this Friday, $75 on this Friday, $100 on this Friday, $75. But I made sure my sisters had it all, even when my mom was alive. Like I was just always their caretaker. I took care of my sisters. And
I remember you saying something when your mom was alive.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're gonna remember this, but she gave you a charge to take care of.
That's what I was just about to say.
What did she say to you, like to make you feel responsible for more than just yourself?
She say, I don't know what Tony gonna do. And this is not nothing to Tony. My brother Tony was just always athletic. He was always just off in the wind, but I was always just a homebody. I used to clean up. I used to order furniture from Rent a Center, rent way back in the day. Like be grown. I was just always grown. I was so grown to the point that when I was told to calm down and be a kid, I did not know how because I was always doing grown up things. So mom would be like, "No, you shut your mouth, who you over?" And I go in the room like, "And don't ask me to cook for your kids." And I would just be like, because I got to be grown so much, I never knew what a kid place was. But because of my mama watching me, I used to go to the Salvation Army. I used to go to the Catholic Church on the day they gave out food to get food. I was just this people. Wherever my glory went, I went like, "Ma, they say I can get food for you, so I put your name down and put your stuff down and got the food." I used to know how to sign her signature. I used to sign my sister and them permission slips. Oh, it was just so crazy how all this happened. And she used to always look around. We get around a group of people. She always say, I don't know what Tony gonna do. Not taking nothing from him, but I know if anything happened to me, Ardell gonna take care of my girls. Like everybody, like even my mama friends, they say, I remember your mama saying that because she just always knew.
How often did she say that? Was it like a one-time thing? She
No,
said it and it stuck with you, or was it?
No. It was all the time.
Wow.
It was all the time. My grandma, everybody just always just.
She saw
Even
what was in, she saw what was in you then.
Yes, because
She
even
saw
before
it.
my mom passed, my grandmother was confined to a wheelchair. My grandmother was a juvenile police officer, so we knew law and we knew right from my grandma Bonnie. Like anybody around the community know, my mama is the party. My grandmother is the RDL that don't, the side RDL that don't play, that gets serious. But it's hard for me to get there because I know how it is. But my grandmother was a police officer in Robbins, Illinois. She was a police officer here in Ben Harbor. She was literally like a couple hours away from her doctorate degree. My sister's always like, you want to be so strict like your grandma? I'm like, yeah, but that means I'm about to have a doctorate degree. I will be that. I will be that. So, you know, so it was always just this person. She was a director of the juvenile center in Berrien Springs. And then they had a right.
This is your grandmother, right?
My grandmother Bonnie.
So this is how you kind of got both. You have
this is how I got the
guy, and then
both
you
of those worlds.
have the listen, y'all. I'm not for it. I will call the police on you all. I'm not for these games. So that's why you kind of have both. When we were talking, you brought me to the moment of when you found out, you know, about your mom's passing. You mentioned something about like it was a house party or something like that.
Yeah.
What happened?
So it's so crazy because I always say it's full circle moments. So I was in a it was I remember it was the day of the talent show, November 2nd, the day of the talent show. So weird, right? Because now I run talent shows and I do the talent shows and I'm doing the auditions, but I was so eager to go to this talent show. I wanted to go. I was a freshman in high school. Everybody in school talking about the talent show. It's the Key Club talent show. They the biggest things of the city at this time. It feel like a concert how big they were.
They used to be packed. The talent show.
Yes, always. So I'm like, I'm at the high school. I'm going to the talent show. My mom, I wake up my mom first thing in the morning because Mr. Linus was over it. Tickets was $8, but he said if I bring my money today, I can still get it for the pre-sale for $5. So I woke my mom up first thing in the morning before I go to like, Mom, don't forget you say don't forget I need that money for them tickets today. I need that money for them tickets today. And she say, Ardell, cut my light off and get out of my room. But you know, all I hear is I don't care what's going on in that room. All I hear is Mr. Linus saying, Ardell, if you bring that money today, I'll let you in that talent show for $5. So I'm like, Mom, I need to. And she rose up and she was like, if I said gave me, she's had these squinting eyes like that'll go like, that'll make you stop doing what you ever doing wrong and just stay still for like 10 minutes until you like make sure nobody watch you know. So she like, if I say cut off my light again, you gonna hate me. And I slammed the door and walked out the house. So when I got to school, I ain't got the money to tell. So when I got out of high school, I walked to the house and I'm like, Mom, you got the money to tell? So he says $8 now. She like, no, you ain't going. Your attitude was too weird this morning. You was off. You know. If you going, you ain't going. You ain't going with me. You ain't going with me. I mean, if you going, you ain't going by my money. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. You know, I ain't saying it to her, but in my head, I'm like, whatever, fine.
You better not.
I can't talk to you right now. I gotta find a way.
Not say it to her.
Yeah. In my mind, like I gotta find a way to get to the talent show. So me and my friends, I'm like, let's go rake some yards. And let's go research. We found a good hit. So I used to always break. This okay. I used to always break. I used to always break Miss Doc Ferguson yard on Pipestone, Mr. Rich yard, all the big houses. Like when I get through telling the story about all the women, all the people that have been there, it's always been like the Miss Meeks, the Miss Wilders, the Miss Ferguson, like all these big names that. But when I came home from school, my mom, she was like, you ain't going. Your mom was too jazzed this morning. Don't ask me for nothing. If that's how you want to talk, and I'm like, well, okay, can I go make it? So like, I don't care what you do. So I was like, I told my friend, like, let's go rake some yard real quick. We got a couple hours for the talent show. Because back then we got to school at like 2:15. Talent show started at 6. I got like 4 hours to make this.
Y'all was hustling, weren't you?
Hustling. So I went to go rake the yards, and I remember when I got in the car, I was like, come on, y'all, let's go. We gotta go. We ain't got time. I was getting smart a little bit. And I remember walking to the car, and the last thing my mom did to me, she came to the car and she was like, you mad? I don't care. In a minute, you still ain't gonna go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and tagging, I'm like, and she would not let me leave until I smiled. She would not let me leave. So you mad? smile. She hit the door. She was like, smile. You ain't leaving unless you smile. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, you know the look. And I pull off, and the next thing I know, we out there wrecking the yard, and we get out here by a fairplane out there doing a look by the catwalk, and we wrecking the yard by the catwalk. I don't know if y'all know, but y'all heard, of course. Younger people, obviously. I'm thinking I'm so old now, but yeah, we was out by the catwalk.
Yeah, you ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
So we was out by the catwalk, and we was wrecking the yard. We finally got the yard. This lady was paying us $30. $30. So that was enough for talent show and to get chips stuck at the talent show. So my uncle Cliff pull up in the station, like he's like, Earl, come with us. I'm like, no, we gotta rake this yard. He's like, no, come with us. And we pull up. When I pull up on Pavone, it was like so many police. What's so crazy is Officer McGinnis was the reporting officer, and now he's like the chief of police now. But that was his first. He told me that was like his first big case he ever had to deal with. So I'd be like talking like it's full circle moment. Like his wife counseled me, his wife's like, you know what I mean?
Me
So
too.
it's like full circle moment. So I'm just like, wow. And he'd be like, yeah, I was there. And I'd be looking at his name. I'd be seeing his name on the file. Like Officer McGinnis said, and I'm like, I talked to this man and sit at the table with this man and come up together with safe community ideas with this man. And he was the first reporting officer at my mom's scene. So when I got there, my mom was laid on the porch. And when she was laid on the porch, I've always been so big in my faith and who I am as a person. I don't care what it is. I know people have their beliefs and all that, but I'm a believer in God. I'm a Christian. That's my beliefs. That's who I am. So I went. When we got to the church, of course, when we got there, they was putting on the gurney, putting in the ambulance. They only let one person get in the ambulance. I think my brother Tony and my uncle Fred got in the car, in the ambulance, and went. And then everybody else got in cars and followed. When we got to the hospital, imagine like my mother was very, very known, so it was like a big viral moment. So we got to the hospital, there was so many people in the waiting room, like so many people, and I was like, I'm ADHD, I've been in sped ed, so everything like that kind of stuff just takes me all the way out of my element. So I remember going to the chapel and praying, and I got the chapel. I went to the chapel and I prayed. I'm like, Lord, I know you got her. Whoopty one woman. I remember going to the waiting room, giving my grandma a kiss, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home. And my auntie Onita went home with me. And I sat in my mom's chair and I was up there watching. I had just previously recorded the BET Awards or something like that was going on. I remember watching Patti LaBelle sing on the show. And my grandmother called the phone. But she called the phone like an hour or two later. But she thought she was talking to my auntie Onita. And when she got on the phone, she said, she said, hello. She was real mama, I knew it was something weird because she was just like, she gone. God damn it, my baby gone. I'm like, hello, grandma, what you say? And she said, Ardell, this you? Get all these things. I'm like, no, what did you say? And at this moment, I came to the realization that life was I'm like, you are kidding me.
So you were kind of in a denial state.
I was in a denial stage. Because even at the hospital, the way they would study saying it, like the way the doctors would study running in and out, I felt like it could have been, but I just was such a big, God wouldn't do that to me. God wouldn't do that to me. God would not do that to me. My mom make us go to church. My mom was a sweet lady. Everybody loved God would not do that to me. God would not do that to me. And that's what I kept thinking in my head. And then when I got that phone call, just like life just was like, phew. They say it was so crazy. It was so big. It was, they say they announced it at the high school at the talent show.
Wow.
So they announced the talent show. Imagine everybody from the talent show in that area. Because I was known too. We was a known family. Mom used to throw parties for all these kids that I go to school with, parents.
Right.
So imagine by the time we got the Pipestone to my grandmother's house, the whole high school literally walked and was just standing around, waiting to give us hugs and kisses. It was treated. I looked it up the other day, and I was just randomly doing stuff, and I told you I'm working on this book, and I just wanted to make sure I got all the facts and information. That's how I was able to find Mr. McGinnis' name and all that. But I looked it up the other day. It was basically like a viral situation before virals happened. I remember every news outlet coming to us. I remember my grandmother, I can vividly remember my grandmother putting grease on her face. For when the news came, they'll sit us on that picture you seen, we knew how to sit like that. We knew that. We knew that I sit in the back, my sister Scoop sit by me, my brother Tony stand up because he's short, and my sister Nene sit by him, and we would sit there, and they would be in our face Channel 16, Fox News, this. I think it was 28 and Channel 26. They was out there. I remember my grandma, like, these people come every church in Ben Harbor, every church in the community from Stevensville, Lakeshore.
Wow.
I've never seen community come together so well to
Wow.
like help take care of my. I realized my mom was loved. I nothing else. That whole thing. I remember people fighting over the first roll at a funeral. And like some of these same people is like I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in 25 years. Like it's like, but I remember the big. It's a showdown. Rudine died, and everybody. I got to be in the front. I got to be seen. I got to be known as the caretaker. It's like it was a crazy time, and I watched my grandmother. That's why they say it's easier for a child. I mean, a parent to bury. Like my grandmother. It was devastating for her. It was the biggest. I'm telling you, it was like she like
To bury her child.
to bury her child. I don't think life ever came back to her. I don't think she ever was the same.
Tell me this.
Mm.
How did you, with you being younger, how did you find out what actually happened? And what happened?
I'm talking like a Scott Peterson case. I'm talking about everybody, every kid being subpoenaed. Only one was not subpoenaed was me because I wasn't there. But my brother witnessed it, my sister witnessed it, my other sister witnessed, my nephews that was out there witnessed it. Everybody was out there witnessed. All the people, and no one was not. Everybody wanted to tell what happened. Everybody was on Rudine. Like they just wanted justice for Rudine in that situation, and they was there. Like I remember coming over to the point everybody came to my grandma's house with a different story. Like, and I'm gonna tell them exactly what happened. And when I looked at police reports and stuff like that, everybody, it's like this person said this person said this. Like, everybody was in there trying to bring us some justice. I remember that.
So what would you say, like from your perspective, what happened? Like, do you feel comfortable sharing from your perspective, like what happened?
So based off my knowledge, and to this day, I try to. I don't blank it out because I wasn't there, so I try not to put the situation in my own eyes or my hand. But based off sitting in court and hearing it, I remember John Beeson. He was the attorney for the other lady.
Old man John
Senior.
Yes, the senior,
father.
John Beeson Senior. But you know how they say the way you know somebody is good at their job is because sometimes their work will make you hate them. I hated that.
Really?
Oh, I hated John Beeson Sr. because he was so good he was so good to the point he had me like question like, did my mom do something wrong? Like, wow, like could this been worse? So the way I sum up that whole day is I wish you would have never went around that corner. I wish you would have stayed home with us. I wish you would have because I don't blame her so much, but it's like that walk around that corner left 4 kids out here. That's been a world. It's been a crazy. It's been different. It's been different. Look at over there on the wall. Look at it.
What?
It's blurred.
Yeah, it's blurry.
Okay, it's been a little. It's been different.
Yeah.
But it's been worthwhile. Sometimes I ask myself because I feel guilty sometimes for life because like would people know me if this tragedy didn't happen? Like because I think that because I be in my head sometimes like, whoa, am I known because of a pity? I remember I just said like the difference between our deal a couple years ago and the difference between our deal now is our deal. I feel like I'm more of I get to say more, I get to do more because I don't feel like I need nobody couch to lay on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I always felt like, because I'm a nice person, I'm just a genuinely nice person, but I wonder, like, was I sometimes overcompensating for not having nowhere, feel like I don't have nowhere to go. Like, you know what I mean? Because my family is strange. Like we cool like that, but we ain't when I think of family, I think of me, my brothers, and my sisters, because and my uncle fella, my mom's brothers, my grandmother's son. But other
So
than
how
that,
did
we got family that come here and there and come in and out, but it ain't like that. So I really like be thinking like, whoa, did we really miss? Would it
yeah,
be well? How I often think how different it'll be if we got.
right. So going back, I mean, this is a
I got
very,
you.
very powerful story, and just take your time.
I got you. I
I
promise you.
know
I'm
it
sorry
brings
about
back
that.
a lot of memories, good and bad.
Yeah, it's
But
weird.
how did this change? Your mom telling you that when you were younger that I know Ardell's gonna take care of the girls, right?
Yeah.
And then when she left, how did that change? How did that impact your life as far as you taking care of your siblings?
I think she just always knew because I always did. If I got extra money, Family Dollar was our friends. I remember going there like, what shoes you want to wear with your outfit? What shoes you want to wear with your outfit? And I'm talking about I would literally buy the full outfit, the shoes, the hair bows, because I never want to bring any shame or anything, any look to my mom. But my mother was the party. My
Mm-hmm.
mother was the party. I'm talking about we used to look out the windows and see people fighting hard in our yard. And I always be like, ugh. So sometimes when you come over to my house, it's so peaceful. Everybody's like, are you so quiet over here? You be in the dark because I grew up in a little chaos. I grew up with people coming to our house with machetes to fight people. Like,
Yeah.
B,
So
come outside. Come outside. My mama going out there like even people that walk up to me sometimes and be like, yo, mama was so hard. You're gonna think like,
yeah. So
I love that situation, but do you know she did
yeah,
pass in the middle of a fight, right? So
yeah.
sometimes you got to ask yourself what you really saying to me, like you know what I mean, like
Mm.
so
So
yeah.
with that, and after your mom passed and she told you that about you gonna take care of your girls, how girls, how did you handle that? How did that transpire after she left? What was your responsibility? How were you able to
It was so
take care of them
after
after
my
she left?
mom passed, we went to go stay with my grandmother. My grandmother was confined to a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother had absolutely no mobility. So at that very moment, but I already was my grandmother's caretaker in so
Gotcha.
many words. Because when my mom was alive, you know how black families do. Like
Mhm.
black families will get that check from the state and you put your name on it, we gonna split it halfway. I'm gonna get the kids to take care of me. So it was that kind of situation. So I remember cooking every day at my house and walking food over to my grandmother. So
Mhm.
though my mom passed and they put us in the care of my grandmother, I was my grandmother's caretaker. So it's
Mhm.
like so even though they put her in charge of us as the caretaker, it was like now I was responsible for my grandmother and my sister, but I was already basically in so many ways
Gotcha.
responsible for them. So I remember my mom passed November 2nd, and we had school pictures like the next week. I
And
did
Mm-hmm.
my
what age were you at this time? We gotta set the
14
you're
years
14
old.
years old. Your mom passed. You're the caretaker of your grandmother, and your grandmother's she doesn't have mobility, and then she's also helping with your brothers and sisters at the
So
time as
I'm also taking care of my brothers and sisters because my grandmother, she was
well.
disabled.
So you're taking care
We
of
just
your
put in the
brothers.
house together. We just was all.
So you would
It
take care
went
of
from taking
everybody
care of
pretty
two
You were
much.
different
taking care of
households to
everybody.
just one household without my mom there. That's
Yeah.
basically it. My mom was my grandmother's live and take care. Like she used to get paid to take care of my grandmother. So my
Mhm.
mom would do it, and I would go over there every day. My grandmother was my lifeline. My grandma. It was to the point that so it was just like I was basically bringing Nana and Scoop, my sisters, over to our household because my brother was old enough. He did not have to necessarily go through foster care. He was already 17 at the time, so they basically just let him do independent living.
Mm.
But I was the caretaker, and when my grandma passed, that's when I really became the caretaker.
How old were you when your grandmother passed? So then your grandma passed.
Yeah, so we went. So after foster care, I mean, before foster care, when my mom passed in November of 2001, we went to stay with my grandmother. So we lived a year, April, August. My grandmother died August 9th. So August is what, month 8. So we lived a year and 9 months with my grandmother. My grandmother passed.
Gotcha.
So
So
we got,
1 year later, Grandma passed.
A year later, doing my
15.
11th grade year, summer of my 11th grade year, going into my 11th grade year summer.
So you're still grieving your mom, who passed away in the midst of violent
And don't forget, we
situation.
dealing with a grandmother that has been confined to a wheelchair. My grandmother
Depressed
still,
of the
my
loss of her
grandmother still,
daughter.
not just the loss of that, the loss of her mobility. Because my grandmother still 6'4". She was an African queen. She was a Black Panther. We was not allowed to say the N
Whoa.
word.
Wow.
To this day, my
Wow.
You weren't
grandmother,
allowed to say what?
the N word.
N-word.
We
Oh.
was not allowed to say that. We was not allowed to say. We didn't get to play turkey, play jive. We don't play fat meat as greasy. We best to know a pig blank as pork. And I'm telling you that we did some stuff. She didn't play. She had a gun that stood 6 feet tall, that stood in the corner.
All the time.
She did not play like that with us. We did not get to do that. So when my mom passed, we got to the house. It was not for me, but for my sisters and for everybody. It was hell in the cell because she was a little too. But I was I was my grandmother's person because she saw me before. Like, you know what I mean. I was already taken care of before, so I was her person. Like when my grandmother died, she left me everything. She had a son. She left me every furniture, every clothing item. But because I wasn't old enough to receive it, and we ended up moving out there. So let me go back. So after my grandmother passed, this is why I hate violence. I remember my sister, my grandmother passed, and then my uncle Fella, he got custody of us. Love him to death, still my number one. I call him, he over here fixing everything. He's just that person. But he got custody of us. He was nowhere near ready for that. He was nowhere near ready for that. He was a bachelor. He was here. He was in Atlanta. He was in Florida. He was there. So to ask him to be stable and come and take care of 4 kids was just 4. It's just something he wasn't gonna do. Him and my brother Tony was like best friends. So when he got custody of us, my grandmother passed. The next week he got custody of us. So this like October of my 11th grade year. We sitting at the house and my uncle Fella have company over, and something happened and they waste a beer. And he tell my sister Nene like, go get some napkins for the beer. Go get a towel for the beer. And my sister Nene mumbles because we all was grown. We all was just. She mumbles like, I didn't waste the beer. And the way he attacked was like, but he was dealing from the hurt of his sister, his only blood sister. Well, not his only blood sister on his mom's side. That was it. He the last person. It was my grandmother and her 2 kids that moved here to Michigan. So just think where his mind was at too. So he did lash out and went crazy. And when he went crazy, like, you don't do this, he called himself disciplined, but he got a little rough. When he got a little rough, my brother Tony, which is our protector. Now I told you, he's our protector. He don't play about us to this day. He got a little like, no, you ain't even do my suit. Like he slammed him. He slammed my Uncle Fella. Remember the big gun in the corner, my Uncle Fella when he got the gun.
Oh my God.
He said, don't ever put your hands on me again. I'll shoot the fuck out. I'll shoot the F out of you or something, he say. And my Aunt Beth, which is my Aunt Beth, I love her to death. I was okay. My sister Nene, like, the other day, she like, Ardell, listen to how you sound. Because for a minute, I felt, I don't want to say I didn't blame her, but at the same time, I'm like, he only said he was going to kill us. Like, we grew, like, that ain't nothing. Like, that ain't nothing. You don't call child protective services. This man say he going to kill us. But this trauma, like, you know what I mean?
That's what I was
in my
thinking.
head, that's normal. I don't think people.
It was normalized, right? You didn't.
My Aunt Beth was scared, terrified out of her mind. Like, y'all are not sleeping another night. This man gonna kill y'all. So it's funny. I mean, it ain't funny, but at the same time, I'm like, I find humor in it. But so yeah, so then they took us and we went to my Aunt Gloria. We went to my auntie's house. I'm not gonna say her name. We went to our auntie's house, and I overheard her husband say, like, because my Aunt Gloria's my mom, my grandmother sister overheard her husband say, I don't give a damn that lady. I don't give a damn she died. Them kids ain't coming up over here. And I overheard it through the door in the hallway. So
How did you feel when you heard that?
Yeah.
I just was like, you ain't got to take care of us. I already had a job at the Boys and Girls Club. I was working at the Boys and Girls Club since 14. My mom passed in November. I started working at the Boys and Girls Club in June of 2002 and worked there all the way through. So I had money. I had money. Then I started working for this program called the Lot program. It was an after-school program that Mr. Harvey them had me work for. But I was making money, so Judge Mayfield was always like already in my corner trying to find ways to help us. But he just did not see my Aunt Gloria with her 3 kids taking over. taking over. These were the same family that my mom opened her house to. You know what I mean?
Right.
This was the same family why it was kind of hurting because her son is the reason why my mom walked around the corner. Her son is the one that got spit on, not us, not my mom's child. It was her son that got spit on. So I'm feeling like your son is kind of responsible for this whole thing of why we need somewhere to go anyway. So if my feelings was anything, my feelings was like, oh, that's nasty. Because in my heart of heart, you supposed to be the one gone. Like, and it's so sad to say that, but that's how, as a kid, that's how I was feeling. That's how I was feeling. Like, ugh. So after that, we got split up into foster care. I went. We went to my Aunt Gloria's house. After I heard that through the wall, we went to my aunt's Beth house, and we went to Lakeshore. But mom Beth was staying with her mom at the time, and her mom already knew that she was not ready for that.
So let's fast forward a little.
Okay.
Everybody got split up. Yeah. You had a decision to make, right? Your mom's words are lingering in your head about you taking care of your family. You're around 15, 16, yeah. Right? You're still in school yourself.
Freshman year in high school.
You're a freshman in high school. What is it?
3 months into freshman year, after being so scared, told that you're going to get your tail beat at the high school, you talk too much.
So you have the transition of everybody kind of has that fear of going into high school. So there's the natural transition stress that kids have, right? Then there's the grief of your mom, the violent situation, your grandma, right? And then hearing your family saying they're not ready for you all, and then your siblings being split up. What is a decision that you made that's different than what probably 95, 98% of the world would have done in this case?
I did not allow foster care to separate us. Every day I got out of school, my sister was in this lady named Sylvia Henry. She's the greatest, a great lady. She was a secretary at the district. Great lady. So I used to, every day after school, I would go to her house first before I go to work. I would go, Christmas gifts, she was showing me their gifts. I was going shopping with her. I just became her person to the point. And this was so crazy. I always say this, because this is about the violence thing, to go back to bullying. I hate so much fighting and all that stuff because every bad situation in my life for real have turned into, because I was living the life. My sisters and them stayed right behind S.H.A.R.P Brownson, and I stayed 3 blocks over. Like literally, you go to, no, I stayed 2 blocks over, literally 2 blocks over from my sister. That's how good God was to us. When he separated us, he put my sisters in foster care on Superior behind S.H.A.R.P Brownson, and I was put in foster care on Columbus, a block over. So they was put in the 1100 block. I was in the 1000 block on Columbus. They was in the 1100 block on Superior. So I literally would walk 2 houses to May Street, 2 houses to their house on Superior. So every day after school, I got to see my sisters. Every day. I'm talking about, I remember I bought them so much stuff for Christmas. I was working at the Boys and Girls. I bought them so much stuff for Christmas. Their foster parent was like, so what am I supposed to give them? Can I get them a good gift? I'm like, well, I'm just making sure, because I don't watch movies. And I think we in school, we was reading a child called It. So it was like, it was some scary stuff, like how they do a foster child, like stuff like that. But in this instant, I just became this overprotector. Like I just always heard my mama saying, "Ardell gonna take care of my kids." Ardell, like as far as like down to like clothes. I remember this girl gave my sister a bag of clothes. We was going through stuff. My sister ended up winning one of the shirts to the Boys and Girls Club. And I heard this girl say, she said, it was a form of bullying. She said, you finally wore the shirt I gave you. But she was so big on letting everybody know that my sister gave her the shirt. And in my head, I said, this one I just, you could act I became.
She was letting people know that she got with like a hand.
That was her shirt. That was her shirt that my sister gave, that she gave my sister.
She told everybody.
And in my head, I say, from that moment, I say, this is the last time anybody would ever think that we was in foster care. So I got another job. I started working for the school district. This is by this time, I started working for the school district. And this is 07. So I started working I got my first job at the school district in 07. My sister was going to the high school, so they told me I could not work there with her. So they wanted me to go to, so I did I did lunchroom supervising at Fair.
How old were you?
19 years old.
Now, before 19, I remember you told me something, and you got to help me out if I'm messing this up.
I got you.
It was almost as if you had like custody. Like when they got in trouble, you were the one that the school called.
That was at 19.
So, okay, so you were a teenager. You're 19 years old. 19
so at 16 years old, I got a man. So at 16,
Okay.
so at 16, I went to foster care. We stayed Ogden Superior. Mm-hmm. My foster parents got to fighting with some women. They had a big old fighting yard. I'm literally in my room. They fighting room and everything. So I'm in my room. I'm looking out the window. I hear fighting go on. Police come. If police come to a house that foster kids are in, you lose your license. You can no longer be a foster parent worker. Mm-hmm. So in the middle of this happening, I had to go somewhere else. So my foster parents, my Sylvia, ended up talking it over with this lady named Shonda Atterbury. She's a great worker. She was our caretaker. She was our worker at the at DHS, and she basically said, Ardell, we got a plan. Me and I want to talk. I had found out about independent living. So independent living is basically where the state give you money to take care of yourself. And because I had a job at the Boys and Girls Club, I was emancipated and put on independent living at 16 years old. Okay. So 16 years old, when I moved in with Sylvia, Sylvia was not so much of my foster parent. She was more of someone letting me stay there so my sister was staying there. Because she only had one room, I had to sleep in the basement, in a little corner basement. But because the basement was not up to code for a foster kid, only way I can live in that basement if I got emancipated and said that I wanted to stay there. So because my sister was in that household, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I slept down there every day, like to the point, but we was in the same household. But it was to the point, even before I moved to Sylvia's house, if Sylvia called me, I would go over there and discipline my sisters. She was like,
I want to pause right here because this is such a powerful moment, right? It's so important I think sometimes people don't understand the power of love. They don't understand what we have here in our community. When I hear your story, when I hear what you've been through, when I hear your sense of responsibility, that's taking leadership in spite of great uncertainty, right? Yeah. And the love that you have for your sisters and your family, in spite of all of these things, and you will stay in those conditions. And then also Sylvia making sure that you can.
Yeah, she did that. I appreciate her to this day for that.
It's funny to me that you say like, oh, maybe I'm popular because of this tragedy that happened, when I didn't even know about the tragedy. I knew of you. I admired you. I didn't find out about the tragedy until very recently. But the love that you have for your sister, right, and the sense of responsibility that you have for your sister, you've also had that same love and sense of responsibility for our children in the community.
Yeah. Because they were
and I just want to show you real quick, like Calicia's in the chat. You helped me so much during the pageant. Thank you. Marcia saying so awesome. Rosalind saying, hey family. Beth is saying, what an honor. Look at God. You took a major responsibility in your life. Some people just move away and say, I never want to come back. I don't want to have anything to do with anything. At 19, they're gone. Yeah. But you stayed and you took the cause when your siblings got in trouble in school. Yeah, you took the cause, right?
I did. Because I became their guardian. Judge Mayfield. So their foster parent, something happened to the point we lost license again. By this time, I'm living on my own. I done got a house on M63. Some pastor to help me find a way house way out on M63 on the corner. They done helped me find a house, and the foster parent lose license. This was so crazy is my sister Nene had to go to this program called The Link because she was fighting and stuff at school. And they told us, like, they called us, like, and we put her in the link for a week. And because of her in the link, and this one I knew my love was just too crazy. Because I'm like, okay, All right, so I called every day at the link, but she in the link because she did something bad. But when my sister Scoop, foster parent, lost her license, that's what they called me and said. And I'm like, so where is she going? Because we ain't with all that raping and all that. Ain't nobody be touching on my sister in no house. I know I watch movies. It was this movie about this girl.
Because in foster care, there's a high percentage
Yes.
of children being abused,
Yes.
even more.
I
in
was
foster.
scared of the movie People Under the Stairs. And I remember how them
I remember
goons
that
and all
movie.
that stuff. I remember how them people was treated, how the girls
Yep.
made to sleep in the hot bath. Why the guy let me watch those movies at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I would always be like calling my sister, like to the point where before my sister even went out of foster care, when she was like doing bad stuff and they would study moving her from, we knew how to lie to get my sister to get back here. We used to tell like, say you gonna hurt their kids and they gonna move you back. They would bring her back here or she would do it. But we was like not away from each other for too long because
You say by any means necessary.
my head would not let me rest. My head would not let me rest if it was like that. So I called Miss, so they called me like, yeah, so we gonna put Scoop in the link because the link is what the only place they got a bed for her. So I said, y'all not making sense. This one, I'm probably like 19 at this time. Like, no, I'm 18 at this time because I had to go along. I got custody of them at 19, like 2 weeks before my 20th birthday. But so this had to be like 18 years old, fresh out of high school. And I'm like, y'all not making sense. Y'all just told me that y'all sent my sister Nene to the link for being bad and fighting at school and being suspended for 10 days. So y'all put her in the link for 10 days. But now y'all finna send my sister Scoop there because she don't have no placement. Doesn't that make sense? My sister Scoop is scared of the link for the simple fact y'all just made the link, sold the link as a juvenile center to my sister Nene not even a month ago. But now that she got to go to the state first, so I'm like, no, she ain't going to no link. So I call her worker, and I'm on the phone with her worker, like, that ain't happening. So I call Miss another gym. I call Miss Elizabeth Simmons. I call Miss Simmons, like, hello, Miss
Rest in
Simmons.
heaven. Rest in heaven.
I love I call, I say, Miss Simmons, they trying to put Scoop in the link, but they say the link was for bad people last week, like it was a juvenile center.
Yeah,
She
that's
ain't
what they
did nothing
said.
wrong. Why does she have to go to the link? I don't believe in that. So I'm like, I put her with you for a couple weeks. This how optimistic I am. Can I put her with you for a couple weeks? I'm saying 2 weeks. I'm thinking in my heart of heart, I can get foster care license and all this in 2 weeks. So I'm like, I put her with you for 2 weeks and I'm gonna get my stuff together and I'm with her. So they let her come home with me for that day because I'm like, she's not going to Link. So I came from Link and then they had me drop her off at Miss Simmons' house the next day. But I did that, not the state of Michigan.
Can I share something real quick? I want you to, this is fast forwarding because you intervened in her life, right? Yeah. Tell me what this picture means to you. Can you see that? I see a cap on her head.
Yeah, she's a college graduate.
There's a black, there you go.
That Scoop?
She's a college graduate. Yes, that's Scoop.
Where did she graduate? So you intervened in her life, right?
This was so crazy. She graduated from the school that I did not go to because I took care of her. So when I got accepted to the school, I still got my acceptance letter to Lane in Jackson, Tennessee. Wow. I forgot the principal that helped me find a way to get in that school. And she went on Black College, so she was like, I'm like, that's
sorry. I went the wrong way. Sorry about that. Go ahead. You can
and that picture too, but yeah, so she had what picture I was on? So yeah, so it just was my mom, are they gonna take care of my baby? Cause Scoop and Nene, without saying it, they take care of me now. I'm talking about all the little things that I think that I be like, surprised, like I'd be like, it just be like random stuff I think like, this don't happen, and then it happen. Like I'm talking about walking into my job and surprise me from miles and miles away, send me random money acts and this and that. Like, boy, send me a gift every Father's Day and Mother's Day. I get a gift, and I'm like, y'all the mothers I'm not telling you no story. I get a gift. I had to tell them the other day, like, stop sending me owls because my mom was big on owls. So my mom was a little hood. I told y'all she was the sweetest person, but she was a little gangster. So my mama had this picture with Tupac that said,
she's a real OG, wasn't she?
Listen, she had a picture with Tupac that said, all eyes on me, with all his songs on it. And then she had like 800 pair of owl eyes around the house. So everywhere you went, our eyes was looking at you. And she's telling me, I got 800 eyes. Like, so my sister and them got it bad. Like everywhere they go, they feel like they got to look at this owl right here. That's the owl that's on her tombstone. Like owl, everybody think owl. Mom got buried with an owl. I'm like, I don't want all them owl stuff. It's creepy. I stay by myself. I don't want people looking at. I don't want 800 eyes looking at me. But they got it like that. So it's just really. This is a testament of my mother's promise. My promise to the promise she made me keep.
Right.
That was it. And my sister Nene is decorated too. She got a culinary art. She just won the number one caretaker in the state of this is in Georgia, like where she stayed in her area. So she takes over.
I apologize, Nene. I would have put your pictures up.
Oh yeah,
but we gonna get you together, Nene.
Yes. We're gonna do this. I want this.
This is like the power of love, right? You know, when I think about your story, and I think about so many people that and I know we're a little over time, but it's such a powerful story.
If y'all like it, I love it.
You know, we may have to do a part 2, maybe.
Yeah, I just think about the power of love, and I think about you just making a decision to be there and to intervene, and not just intervene there, but continuously intervene. And I also want to fast forward a little. I showed the picture of the students on the Edward Pettus Bridge. I saw a picture of you on the Edward Pettus Bridge many years ago. I thought that was so interesting.
It was my first paying speaking gig.
Wow.
That was your what?
Yes, my first paying speaking gig. I got to go and reenact the walk on Washington Bloody Sunday with Al Pashoka, Fred Upton, all the senators. I met Barack Obama before he became president at that same thing. He was there. I waste coffee on Fred Upton's hand, and he cursed at me. So I'll never forget it. But I was a senior in high school, and I see the same bridge. That was the longest walk I ever did in my life, though. Oh my God!
Wow! And then what are the chances here? Like our
kids is on it. That's a full circle moment.
Took our kids there, and then like you also you were the person that was responsible for making sure that the middle schoolers made it to the peace walk. Year that hasn't happened in so long.
It was amazing. It was amazing to see them out there into it too. It was them kids walking up saying, "What I got to do to be a part of this?"
And it's such a beautiful thing because you now you experience all of these internal bullies. You overcame so many things. You helped your family overcome so many things. And we've seen your journey in which you've gotten fed up with Benton-Harbor. You've quit. You know, you like, I'm done. And then you be like, no, I'm not. I'm done. No, I'm not. You know,
every day is something that goes on in your mind. But then when you think, who gonna be that Dolores Goins for them? Who gonna be that? Who gonna be that person? Like, I'm telling you, like, if
so
God
that was your motivation.
If she would not have walked in my life when she did, I don't know who I would be. Like, in all sincerity, like, it was like perfect timing. I met her in 9th grade in August. My mom died in November. That was my prayer warrior. I get to go watch her do weddings. I watched her do your dad's wedding. I remember ordering my steps, and I remember going to say, and you wait right here, you seeing the next person. I remember redoing the building across the street and putting them lights up. But that was now I do that stuff myself, but I remember I was just asking to help. Lou Buchanan to come and pick me up every Sunday and say, "Ardell, I need you to come and sing at my church." After singing at my own church and being in my own church, I would just go. But I never imagined this stuff coming right around. I remember Moses marching in the parade with a baton. And everybody thought it was so crazy. I'm just like, he just performs. It's a performance. Let him be him. He was. But I was intrigued by stuff like that. I used to do, before my sister became a POM and she was in my household and I was her guardian, because by 9th grade, I was her full guardian. I used to do her hair. I did her hair for the pit. I used to do her hair. I remember I did her hair for junior high and her braids slipped out in the middle of the, that's when I said, okay. And the lady named Tish that do hair was like, okay, Ardell, you can start bringing her to me. Or TV. We used to be like, Ardell, I promise you, I'm not going to charge you. But I charge everybody, don't do her hair no more. And I used to be like, I'm doing a good job. Like, you know.
But look, that's this right here what you're holding. You just happen to be holding the I am community,
Yes.
right? We had, several different signs, and yours says I am community, right? That's the sign that you held for Peace Day. And when we hear your story, you're not just mentioning yourself. You're mentioning all of these community members who stepped in and kind of thread the necklace to make
A
sure.
bun too. I am because of
Yeah.
y'all. I am because of
Mm.
y'all. I am because of
Yeah.
y'all. I am because that's all I can ever say. I am because of this community. Because of the same community, I think everything because it's like, then it's like, oh, but I promise you, one of them gonna beat Ardell, and I want them to surpass it and take it to the next level because I see some stuff that I could have did different to get to like first. But I'm like, so one of them gonna be it. Like one of them gonna be it. Like I love in the last 5 years in my dance group, we have had 3 of the valedictorians of salutatorians. Cause that's what we earned. Like it's like now I know how to do it now. Like now you know what to do. You just gotta get through the rough patches. My sisters them had rough patches. Oh, my sister Nene looked at me and say Ardell because she was terrible. Not now. She's not now. She taking care of people. They letting her touch your heart and see if your heart you got a pause. But I'm talking about fought every day. Like and then she had say like a couple months ago, like a couple years ago, she said, Ardell, you know how hard it was growing up in your shadow? Ardell, I'm like, you thought I was everything? Ah! She's like, you was Mr. Everything. Like literally when she got into a fight at school one time, I was so known in school, they let me come and watch the fight on the camera. Like, this your sister. I'm like, yeah, that's her. What she do? They like, this is her. I'm like, oh man, yeah, that's her. And I gave her name Shantika Clark. That's her.
And I want to say
Part of
this.
that
I want to
too.
say this.
Right.
This is an important part. I think that sometimes when we watch these news shows, they replay people's mistakes over and over and over again.
Yeah.
They put labels, especially on communities like
Yeah.
ours. What I hear from your story is your sisters made mistakes, right? Your brothers made mistakes. You made mistakes. People have made mistakes.
Yeah.
These are mistakes they've learned from, but that's
Yeah.
not their label, right? And when
Become
you look
better.
at the peace challenge, the 90-day peace challenge, people can start over, right? But you take that challenge and you embody it and you make a commitment that to rise above your obstacles and to be that voice of reason, right? When I look at that and I look at the work that you've done, Gwen asked the question like, what do you think is possible if the community embodies that 90-day Peace for Life challenge, moves away from the violence, the bullying, the things of that nature, and really bodies that way of living?
We will really be the community that we say we are in the papers, the community that's on the move towards greatness. That is the only thing that's I'm telling you, it's happening everywhere. So it's so weird, but they got to the pledge allows you to be able to say, I'm going to do this, and no matter how people acting around me. Like I have internalized the pledge. Like, you know what I mean? I don't get it. I'm the first person. My people know. If you know Ardell, you call me scary, weak, whatever you want to say. But I will not be put in a situation where I don't get to come home to my family. I will not get to come home. If it's gonna be something, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be God, Lord. I promise you. I hope you hear me. It's gonna be like an act of like something in the body or car. It ain't gonna be wrong place at the wrong time. I try my best to make sure I don't. I try my even though I know God is out here, right? I try my best to walk a fine line. I try my best to stand on the side of what's right. And that's the pledge. That's internalizing the pledge and taking it. Once you do it for 90, they say once you do something, repeat something over and over and over, it becomes you. That's your body. That's your language. I don't play it. I tell people now, like, I remember I called the police on you because this is who I am. I called the police on you when you was about to fight on you. And this girl was like, you did like, yeah, on you and the other girl. I showed did. I called the police on them so quick and they were like, I say, hey, they say they finna get the fight. I always been this person. And I used to hate when the police always say, Man, I used to call, don't worry. I used to argue, like, don't worry about get somebody here. Like, how you know they finna fight? I say, because one of them put on my space and the other put on my space is when I see you, I'm slapping you, and now they in the middle of the street. What do you think finna happen? Get here. So I used to always be like that person that used to, like, at school, like, a whisper past the principal, like, hey, they said they finna fight up in they finna fight with, like, I was the I don't call it a snitch. I'd never been the type to sit back and just think it was okay to watch somebody get bullied or beat up or like how like even videos now these days, like how do you watch that? How do you watch somebody face get disfigured and you sit back and they fighting like you don't feel less than because characters when nobody's watching. Who are you?
That's
That's
right.
who you
That's
are.
right. That's
You
right.
just sat there and didn't do nothing. And you actually was about it. Sometimes your voices in the background make people go that hard. Look, she killing. Then they get to showing out like, where is it? Like, oh yeah, y'all whack for that. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's not cute.
Take me
It's
home.
definitely not. And I love that you have gained your popularity, your notoriety, your honor, not bigging that up, right? You have a great sense of humor and all of that, but at the core,
now you see where the sense of humor come from, because it's either sense of humor or soaking sadness, soaking depression. I'm taking sense of humor every day. Okay. I'm not. My mother was too. I remember one time my auntie they got into it so big, and one of them called and said, and your mother and your grandma this, and I tell them like, my grandmother personality and who she was as a person was too big to ever be confined to some ashes. So you take those ashes and do whatever you think you got to do and make. But don't think you're gonna call me and make me mad. My sister's name was ready to raise. You want to talk about run people over? Yeah, I'm killing. I'm like, Ariel, you ain't mad? No, because that's not my grandma in that can. My grandma cooked, my grandma cleaned, my grandma told me how to do this, that. So when the conversation, my personality was too big to ever say that's how I'm about. And I set your grandma outside too. That did not make me mad. What's gonna make you? I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I don't get mad like that.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you saying is that it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. Your choice to choose how you're going to react or how you're going to feel about certain situations. That's a choice that we make. We can make that choice to like you say, you took the humorous road, right? Opposed to the sad and solemn road. And that was your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So so we got this city, everybody that talk about this city be like I go everywhere. I promise you, they just do not do it like Ben Harbor. I think the only one don't know that Ben Harbor is the it factor is Ben Harbor. In all sincerity,
come on, that's it.
If that 90-day challenge was if that was mandated and we had to go 90 days with not hating on each other, not backstabbing each other, bringing it to the table, being upfront, being a man of your word, we just had to go 90 days. It will be $1 million made. Imagine all these different programs that's doing the same thing coming together.
Man, you talking right now.
Because it's called quiet hate. I pay attention to it. I act like I'm not. I act like I don't. Because I try my best. But I got a 501c3. I got a nonprofit. I got an LLC. Do I get the help? I wouldn't say so. But why? Because it's a competition. Is it a competition? I don't want that, because I'm telling you, we did that 90-day challenge, like we will all be, man, can you imagine everybody that sing and perform all on the same page? The shows that will be there, it would be so big and it would be so big and crazy that we will force them to open up the State Theater to the point, because they would need them dollars, they would need them capitals. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Think about the city, and we got the police to agree. Think about Peace Day for those kids those days and the couple people that came out. Imagine if that was carried over and the same police presence was there on the street, being nice and being kind and just walking through there. It's like it was spreading through. It was like to the point I remember some kids actually walk across the street. And I remember I heard somebody, I don't know if they was allowed to, but I heard somebody say, they ain't doing that, they chilling. Everybody was chilling. It was peaceful. Now imagine
beautiful day.
Walking back to that school, the city came on board and we opened up that whole downtown. And it was just right there. And then the light, then we had that big old thing sitting there for the library. That was connected into it too, because we know so many people down here. So instead of the 20 to 30 people that showed up for Miss Yarborough, that should have been way more. And I'm so mad that I had something to do with that. Well, imagine if that was done at the same time. Everybody, hell, you do it. Because that's when it's no maliciousness behind it. That's when everybody working together. Ain't nobody trying to one up each other. But that's a peace thing. Once you become peace, once you realize they don't, it's only one Ardell. That's what I'm realizing now. I can, you know how many suits I did for prom this year, and so many people called me, asked me for advice, and I just gave it to them. And everybody, I wouldn't give them. I promise the suits I'm gonna do gonna hit, because I know now. I know what I bring to the party, and I can't worry about what you bring to the party. But I will hope and pray that what you bring to the party, what I bring to the party, can somehow collab and ride down the same street together in peace.
Come on.
Like, you know what I mean? I hope it wasn't no beef. I wish we could, like, come on, X that. Like,
I believe it's possible.
It is.
I'll say this. I believe it's possible. Just, with your word, you're sowing that seed.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. If there's any last word, any last questions on Ms. G, or any last.
I just want to say, I believe it's possible. I believe everything you just said is possible.
So beautiful.
Everything mandated, all of that. I think all of that is possible if we all work together towards that. And I want to say also that I thank God for you. I do. Just listening to your story is so heartwarming, and you overcame so much at a young age that would have broken somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You had that, your mom put in you, whatever your mom put in you, she put something in you, that stick to itiveness, to say, you're gonna take care of my girls. And that stuck with you. And you brought that, to fruition, to where you were able to fight. You actually fought for your family at 17, 15, 14. I mean, you were young. You doing something at 14, 15 that people are doing at 30, So all of that was in you then. The stuff that's coming out of you now and that's coming out over the years, that was put in you at 5, 6 years old, and it's all coming out. And I thank you for coming on the show. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for just being who you are in the community, and to us. We love you so, so very much. Oh my God, we love you. And just keep going, keep it pushing, keep it moving, and it's going to be peaceful life.
Peaceful life. Peaceful life. Yes, Fresh Start.
Yes, Fresh Start, peaceful life, all the way. Yes, so I just continue. And when you feel like giving up, because we all do.
Every day.
Push through.
We do it every day.
Every day. Push through. You push through that, because then you see, how I said, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Look at that light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. And just push yourself on through.
Sometimes the devil will get in your head and make you think, like, he'll say like, well, you done did it now. But then I was on the street the other day, and I'm gonna say this, and this is my last thing. I'm gonna say this, and I've been battling with these. I don't want to say demons, but I've been battling with, like, person, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I am grown. I'm finna be 40. I'm finna be 40. I'm finna be 40. I'm finna be 40. So I got out of work. I was mad. I'm like, ugh. I'm screaming. I'm gonna put stuff on Facebook. I done went crazy. So I go home and I'm opening up something. I'm mad. So I don't care no more. I don't care. I don't care. I'm mad.
I know that feeling.
I am not positive, Ardell. Don't call me nothing about nothing positive. I'm about to be it. I'm gonna do it. So I caught myself doing it. And it's right after school. Why in the middle of the day at like 5 o'clock, it was an after school program or something, a yellow bus in the middle of me trying, and for some reason, God placed me in the back of the car, so they never seen what was in my hand. But in the middle of me telling my Aunt Pam, I'm on her street on Union, I'm like, I'm done. Don't say nothing to me about it. Don't talk me out of it. I'm done. This is this. I'm done. This is that. Find somebody else do it. I'm tired of being like, I'm like this. And a bus full of kids pulled up. And the bus driver stops the bus and lets them scream my name out the bus. And I'm like, all right. And she opened the door and she said, boy, you know I couldn't let them ride past without speaking to you. They love you too much. And she opened the door and everybody raised the window up and sat down. Sat down on the bus and she just went back on the way like, they ain't doing nothing. Like, y'all sit down. Y'all don't do that. You know me, like, don't get in trouble trying to talk to me. Like, sit down. She like, boy, I didn't want to stop the bus for them because they wasn't going to get on my, I'm just like, you just don't know how I need it. So I take the stuff I got in my hand and I throw it in the trunk, put my clothes on and I go to dance practice. Like, oh my God, guy. In that very moment, guy said, I don't care what they do, I don't care. You just don't get to do it the wrong way. Because my grandmother's favorite thing to say is, do it the right way the first time, you ain't got to do it over.
That's it. That's it.
If you would have baked that, because my grandma here, I'm telling you, she would make us cook over and over and over. Like, you burn them cookies, go do it again. Like, we used to waste money. Like, you going to cook cookies until they get right. And she was, you do it right the first time, you ain't got to do it again. So that will stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I appreciate this because this is just validating that the work that I'm doing is still, I thank God. Because sometimes when you get, this is why I hate awards, even when they did that, a hero thing is because I don't want to get to the point that I feel like I don't have nothing to do. Like, I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to, and then something you be like, I'm not that age to the point that I get to sit down and relax. I still want to feel like, I don't want to get to the point that I don't feel like I got to put the pedal to the metal. That I get to sit around and chill. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want
do
that.
both. I want to say this.
Yeah.
You have a right to add rest and relaxation in there, right? Do both. Do it with joy. Continue to make a powerful impact and give yourself permission to rest when you need to.
That's right.
You deserve that.
That's right.
You deserve that.
You do.
Frolic.
You do. And that, because that's a balance, you know, that's self-care. You got to take care of yourself too, so you can help continue to do what you're doing. Right? You got to take care of you so you can continue to do what you're doing, what your passion is. Because if you don't take care of yourself, then
we don't have you.
You don't have you. And we got it. We need you.
That's right.
So take care of yourself. It's okay to say, I'm going to sit back today at the house and just chill and meditate and think about whatever, you know, and
don't got to be on the scene, but still know that you're there.
That's it.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it. I needed it. Well, I needed this too, because listen, I think it's the first, I think when you talk to them, I'm like, oh. Because I think I told you the story about the little boy, and that's what started off, the little boy doing this. And listen, he one of my favorite students to this day. And I'm like, oh, are you not letting them know? Is this something that's attacking your favorite thing in the whole wide world? With your favorite thing in the whole wide world, they go God, family, Ben Harbor. God, family. It's so crazy. I heard you say it like that. That's how it goes.
Wow.
Probably God, family, Beyonce, Ben Harbor, but it's okay. They both B's. They both B's. They both start with B-E, so we don't know which one I'm going to say. I don't know. They go tip for tat, but one of them number 3. I don't know.
All right.
It's okay, and I appreciate it. And we here.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you again for gracing us with your presence and sharing your story with us and many others that are watching that you have been an inspiration to, that have, and it had, and a help too, you know, just even hearing this story is going to help someone. Right. So we appreciate that. We really do. So any other last words for you, Miss Gavin?
No, this is powerful.
Yes.
I got a video I'm gonna send you guys after this.
Okay.
It's gonna blow your mind. It's from it's like a documentary like this, but it was from 20 years ago. So it's so crazy how all this have just just
full circle. Okay.
I'm
all right. Well,
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. We love you. We love you. Love you. And thank you all for watching the Sharpshooter Show, the special segment of our own, very own, Mr. Ardell Clark. We appreciate you tuning in. And guys, have a wonderful and blessed evening and rest of your week. And we love you all. And remember, keep God first.
Peace, everybody.
Okay, y'all. I got to remember how to get off of this thing.